This is WarCry. WarCry For Our Children, where the street meets the sanctuary and purpose meets power. Join me, Elder M, intercessor, street evangelist, prayer warrior, advocator for justice. We stand in the gap in the streets, in the courtyards, in the schoolyards, in the church, and on the block. This ain't just prayer. It's intercession. It's advocacy. We deal with real problems. Criminal justice, social justice, gun violence, social media, catfishing, human trafficking, mental illness, education disparities. We deal with it all here on WarCry. Our community has a voice. It's called WarCry. Each week, we link arms with community leaders, educators, pastors, parents calling out injustice. This is WarCry. This is not just a podcast. It's more than a moment. This is a movement. Join us. Let's give a voice to the problem and be the solution. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep them going. WarCry. We're going to speak out for our children. Let freedom ring? No. There cannot be freedom until there's justice. WarCry, join us Mondays, 11 a.m. I'm just about to lose my mind. This is WarCry. They're trying to turn time back. But let us get out and give a voice to the problem. This is WarCry. Join us, be with us, or be gone. Don't push us. This is WarCry. Trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. We're not going under. This is WarCry.
This is WarCry, and I am excited about our guest today on WarCry. Yes, I am so excited. This is Elder M, and we have a special guest today who has solutions to some of the problems that we've been having in our community, in our neighborhoods, in the government. So we are here today with excitement. Our guest today brings a wealth of experience in education. Our guest today brings a wealth of governmental experience, community experience. Oh my God, she's a business owner. She's everything mixed into one. You know, one of her mottos is, let's go get our children. And I'm all for that. Let's take our streets back. I am for that. Let's stop some of the crime. I am for that. Let's have affordable housing. I am for that. And with all of this energy, I bring on to you Dr. Selma Bartholomew, known as Dr. B. Come on in, Doc. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I am so excited. I am so excited today. Let's go get our children. Let's go get our children back. Let's go.
Let's go get our children back. Let's take back our city. Let's take back our community. Let's take back our family. And let's stop sitting on the sideline and expecting others to do the work that we need to be doing. Stop watching other people do the work that you should be doing. It's time for us to step up. I know that we're fighting, but now it's time for us to really now demand it and say, we got this.
We got this. We got this. Bring our other panel members on. Let's bring our other panel members on because we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. I have some activists on the line. These people ain't scared. I'm going to tell you right now, they ain't scared. They ain't scared. They ain't scared. They ain't scared. These are the movers and shakers of Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx. We ain't scared. We got the power in us. Now, my first
running for mayor of New York City because, one, I grew up in Harlem. And we fought that crack that devastated our communities. It did not just devastate Black and brown communities, but so many of our families were destroyed. Children lost mothers and fathers and grandparents. And we haven't really recovered from that. And now they are pushing that weed on our children. Weed buses every single where. Our girls are going missing. We don't have an affordable problem in New York City. We have an unaffordable problem where we are being pushed out. Homes are being stolen. Guns are now in the hands of our children, 12, 13-year-olds, killing each other, assaulting grandparents on the buses. We have such an unhealthy environment. Our streets are dirty. And I said to them, no, I am not going to sit back and watch you kill my children and steal that generational wealth from us. I'm Dr. Bartholomew. I got this. And so let's go.
Now, what makes you, let me just jump in. What makes you different than the other candidates?
When I stepped into the race, so I have not had political office. I own an education company. I started my company in 2008 in the middle of the recession. And what I discovered right away was the filthiness of New York City, that if you are a Black woman, you make less than half a penny as a business owner. In other words, you make 0.1/18 of a penny, like that's $0. If you're a Black man, they claim they make 0.37 of half of a penny. That's no money in a $116 billion budget. And so my work is in education, in STEM, and really uplifting communities. I've done this work across this city and also across this country. In New York City, for example, I've worked at a high school called Urban Academy. They're in Brooklyn, right off of Rockaway Parkway. When I walked in, the principal said, we got to move those graduation rates. You came in, move them to an 80+ graduation rate right now. I took Grady High School, which is a career and technical education high school off of Sheepshead Bay. They were ready to close Grady because it was a tech auto hands-on program, and they were not doing well in math and in graduation. We took them from a 40% to an 80+. When New York State wanted help with Yonkers School District, they called me and my company. They said, can you go to Yonkers? I spent over a year in Yonkers lifting them up. And so I've been doing this work not only in New York, but across this country. And so I realized that we need a leader that is not hinged to the Democratic Party. I am not in that club. And they have made it quite clear to me how they have worked this past 9 months to try to alienate me and to try to erase my name from the media and from the public. And I knew that New Yorkers wanted real change, that you wanted somebody who cared and who loved our children, who loved our city, and who wants to see it in a better place. So that is one of my reasons for my why and what makes me different. I am a problem solver. My PhD is from Fordham University. I have a PhD in leadership and policy. Policy has been applied to our communities and Black and brown communities over hundreds of years to steal from us. And I have 2 master's degrees, one from Adelphi, one from Fordham, also in administration and in education. I have a bachelor's in math and physics, and I have an ABD in pure mathematics. And so my vision for New York City is to begin to think mathematically, to learn. We're not solving problems. We're just talking about things. And let's be honest, they don't want to solve them. Like, it's time that we honestly and truly admit that we have been elected individuals who are hinged to wealth. And so they are what I refer to as wealth washed. Wealth washed individuals is who we've been elected into office, and not individuals who fundamentally care about really addressing the issues of deed theft, of homelessness, the issues that we are facing, the salt of the earth things that we are facing. So yeah. Come on, let's go fight.
Okay, let's go, because I want to hear what New Yorkers are saying, specifically what people from the borough of Queens are saying. Let's go to the first video, because we need to address what the people are saying, and then we'll get to the panel.
This week, we are going to each of the 5 boroughs just to find out what issues New Yorkers want the remaining candidates to tackle.
All right, today we're starting things off in Queens. Fox 5's Sharon Crowley is in Forest Hills with reaction from people there. Sharon.
All right, Steve and Bianca, I know you can read, so you know where we are. We're here in Queens. I decided I had to stop right here at the sign. Why not find out what people think right here in Forest Hills, as you mentioned. Queens is a borough, one of the most diverse and largest of the 5 boroughs. 2 million people live here, so that's 2 million opinions. We didn't get them all, but we did get some. Now, I have to tell you that we wanted to find out from voters, now that the race for mayor has shrunk a little bit, Mayor Adams dropping out, of course, yesterday. We wanted to know what issues matter to them and what they're hoping that the next mayor prioritizes.
It's not safe anymore, you know, and homeless issues. I work here, so I see it a lot. And yeah, now it's getting darker, so it's not safe to walk on the streets anymore.
What issues are important to you?
Housing. New York has a long-standing housing shortage, and I think that needs to be addressed.
The economy, the violence in New York, in Manhattan, all over the place. There's too much violence. People are getting mugged, stabbed on the subways and everything else.
What issues matter to you as a New Yorker?
Safety on the trains. So, you know, his mom has to worry about commuting back to and fro, you know, from Forest Hills into the city. And she's always afraid, you know, moving from one car to another and that sort of thing. So that's one of her chief concerns and my chief concern.
I feel like I have to say affordability because it is such an issue, you know, trying to buy a new home, and we're trying to upsize to a bigger place for ourselves. And overall, I know it's one of the safest big cities in America. I'm always proud of that stat. But, you know, there's times where you feel like things aren't being taken care of as quickly as they could be in the subway. I was very happy with this new initiative to get these homeless intervention teams to come out. So it's not necessarily like an arrest. It's like trying to get mental health help and services. So I hope that sort of thing continues.
Education matters a lot. I'm sick of the education changing every 4 years. So we need someone in who's going to increase literacy, increase the math scores, and make sure every child can be educated the right way instead of based on how you live.
All right, so there you have it. Some thoughts from voters here in Queens. Crime, a big issue, specifically crime on the subway, quality of life issues, dealing with homelessness. And then you heard them also talk a little bit about the economy and the state of public education here in New York City. The folks I talked to, I did ask who they were leaning toward, and frankly, most of them haven't decided yet, and that may be the case for many New Yorkers. We're going to be finding out this week as we bounce from borough to borough to find out what voters are thinking right now. For now, I'm Sharon Crowley reporting live from Queens. I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
Yes, you hear that? Many voters have not even decided yet. It's 29 days left before the election, and that's enough time to make a decision and to hear from our candidates. Now I'm going to have the panel introduce themselves. I got my girl here, Coco. I want you to come on first, introduce yourself, and tell her what's some things that you are concerned about. And once we go through that, we'll go back to Dr. B. Go ahead, Coco.
I think you're on mute. You have to unmute yourself. You have to unmute yourself. Nope, you have to still unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Okay. We will come back to her. We're going to bring on none other than my friend in crime, Pastor Payne. Come on, let's come on.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and thank you very much because I like what you're saying. I like what you're doing. My name is Wesley Payne, pastor of Omaha Zion Baptist Church, Brooklyn, New York. One of my main concerns is education for our people, our young people, because without the education, you can't get a job. You can't get a job. You're going to wind up robbing, stealing. We need the education, definitely education and more school programs for our children. Our kids have nothing to do. They get into gangs and different things like that. But one of the main concerns, if they could get the education, because now they're trying to stop us from getting the education. And the reason I say if they can stop us from getting the education, I mean, we can't get a good job. Guess what? Someone's going to get jobs and we're not going to get good jobs. Then everything's going to be, it's like a domino effect. It's a domino effect. So I'm really concerned about education.
We got a real busy program, so we want to just do it in 1 minute because we want to hear opportunity for everything. Dr. Ham, Bishop Ham, come on and tell her what's happening at Brownville. Tell us about what's going on there. Let's go.
Do you want me to respond to the education one or wait till I hear from everyone?
Just wait till you hear from everybody. Bishop Ham, go ahead. Hey, Bishop Ham, go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I know someone was on my phone. I have a very important question to ask. In the age of everybody talking about affordable housing, I want to focus on what are we doing about home ownership? Okay, affordable home ownership. A lot of our people are having to leave the city because of prices and have to sell their houses. So what are we going to do to make sure, one, people keep their houses, and two, that those that are looking to purchase houses will be able to do so?
Okay. Dr. Gorday, I see you logged on. Dr. Gorday, let's hear from you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Eric Laudet, and I am working with the Fathers and Sons International. So my major concern are our children, especially our Black boys. They seem to have a target on their back, and they are our endangered species. We need to focus on them. In order to do that, my efforts are to focus on the fathers. We need to get the fathers to own up to their stuff, learn what a father is, and then to bring that and pass that on to their sons in order to respect our women. This is my position.
Okay, Dr. Patton, come on in. Come on in, Dr. Patton. Dr. Patton?
Every time an administration change, every time that they have a new superintendent, then the curriculum changes for the children. No one is there. It's sometimes it's mathematically based, sometimes it's phonetically based. But the problem is those children that comes under that 4 years of that superintendent move on. Another superintendent comes in, pushes her or his agenda, and then those kids are stuck there, and you see no progress. The thing is, every time they put these superintendents in, they put these people in, and our children go nowhere. They buy all these books, they bring all these things in. It is not implemented to its fullest. Another superintendent comes in, and all of that money goes down the drain. They bring in something else. What are they going to be doing about keeping consistently curriculum that is foundationally based to move our children?
Okay. All right, Coco, come on in. Coco with the fire.
How y'all doing? My concern is safety. Safety and inclusion. Our youth does not feel included in anything. So we need to figure out a way to, with education, figure out a way for our kids to be included in things. Because if they feel like they have some type of ownership, if they feel like they have some type of stake in the community, they won't destroy it. They destroy it because they don't feel like it's theirs. They don't feel like they belong there. They have no inclusion. So that's my job, to make sure that they feel included, that they feel loved, and that they're important.
Okay.
I need the mayor to feel the same way.
Yes, we need the mayor to care about what our needs are, what the ground root needs are, period. Okay, Dr. B, come on in and start dealing with this cocktail of things.
So let me tell you what it's defined as, what all of you are speaking to, but the idea is that it's the social reproduction of failure. How is it that in this country, generation after generation, you get Black and brown and working class kids to only want working class job, to feel so disconnected, right? To feel so disconnected from community. So what do I want to do about it? So all of the things that you've described is really saying that we have an unhealthy ecosystem, that things are not working. Our schools are challenging, the subways are not working, our healthcare is not working. And so now we need to build a healthy ecosystem. And how we go about building that ecosystem is being very intentional about our priorities, very intentional about our priorities. So let me tell you one of the first things I'd like to do in New York City, and then I'm going to connect the education piece as to why this is so important. Across this city, as I mentioned, for every dollar, we don't make any money. We make less than half a penny. We have so many entrepreneurs. We have barbershops, we have beauty shops, and nobody has ever invested in them and see them as part of the network of care for our young people. So I'd like to do business hubs across the city, not just one, not two, but zip code by zip code, and drop business hubs across the city and bring in our entrepreneurs, those who have 40, 50 years of experience. I was just at Denny Mo's and I did a meet and greet. He's been there for 40 years, 48 years as a business owner, and no one has ever asked him a question about how do you work with the young people? How do you support them? So bring him into the hub. In this business hub, let us give our businesses the training, the skill sets, the coaching, the mentoring that they need in order to grow their businesses and in order to grow themselves and be financially stable so that they can now reach into the community and hire our youth. We have over 300,000 people in this city who have impacted by criminal justice system and they can't get work. So they can either be the entrepreneur in the hub, or more importantly, these businesses can now reach into our community and hire these individuals and hire youth who are in our communities and they feel left behind. They are abandoned. I'm in every borough, especially in the evening time. I walk, I talk to my young people. They're sitting on the steps and they're smoking weed and they feel like if they've been abandoned. And so we now have to reach for them. These business hubs will also create opportunities. So when you see young people 18 to 25 to 30, they're stealing bikes, they're stealing these things, it's because they don't have opportunity. And it is opportunity that has been intentionally stolen across our community and in particular in Black and Brown communities. In the business hub, I'm going to bring VCs in there, bring Wall Street. I don't have an issue with Wall Street. I just think that they've been allowed to be vultures in our community, and you need a leader that says enough. Bring the venture capital in there. When the venture capital gives you a matching dollar of $50,000 or $500,000, I will match it. People say to me, Dr. Bartholomew, that can't be done. Well, let me let you know, New York State has been giving businesses matching VC dollars for the past few years. And none of our leaders in our communities has said this to Black and Brown businesses. Instead, they give us food pantries, they give us thank yous and proclamations, and we get nothing. So we have not had the opportunity to be uplifted. These VC funds have been done across the country. I've worked in places like North Dakota. I've worked up in California. And so we're not investing in businesses. So the business hubs are critical to developing our community and a healthy ecosystem and really bridging that intergenerational conversation between our youth and our young people. In the context of education, I am your education mayor. I've worked with schools across the country. I did one of the largest audits of Rikers Island before anybody even started thinking about what was happening in Rikers Island. I spent over a year there looking at what was happening around our communities. What I'd like to do is very bold for New York City. I hear you around the questions of curriculum, but guess what? In New York City, it is the poverty pimps. It's poverty pimping that New York City has been using our educational platform for, giving Bloomberg companies $34 million. When Bloomberg came into our schools, they decided that they can just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat off of our schools and off our school contracts. And so the messaging and the work is really not reaching our teachers. It's also a real culture of bullying. Our teachers and our principals want to do this work. It's just the fact that they've not had leadership in this way. We have to be bold now because your children, especially Black and Brown children, you're not going to get the AI jobs. Young people are graduating, they go to community colleges. Your community college graduation rate is barely a 15%. 4 years, and it's taken them to get 33%. So it says that what you're doing isn't bold enough and really is not bringing in the STEM and the technology. We need to break that high school model. Every student in high school should have access to mentoring. They should have access to a coach. They should be connected to community organizations, to community gardens, a clear roadmap for their life that says to them, you deserve to have hands-on and you deserve to have, right, this opportunity to really see yourself and be confident in this world. Also, our teachers need it as well. They need an upgrading in their skills in order to really compete in technology. I did one of the largest STEM initiatives in this country in North Dakota. In New York City, when I would come back and I would say to them, you're not reaching our kids, they say things like, oh, we're going to do more standards, we're going to go more of this. They're not doing the work in terms of really creating a hands-on space for our youth and our young people. They just told your students they couldn't bring cell phones to school. I get it that the devices give you vices, but we must now say to children, The cell phone is not just for Instagram, baby, and for Facebook. This is one of the most advanced pieces of technology ever made. You could trade $1 trillion a day on Wall Street, $1 trillion a day from your cell phone, And so those expectations, those low expectations and that low mindset is what's killing you. And so they use your pain in order to hide the truth. And so they just gave a company $20 million to buy cell phone bags. You say, oh, my kids are not learning. I want them to do more things to get off the devices. They bought cell phone bags. They didn't buy jump ropes for girls. They didn't buy art. They didn't buy music. They didn't buy swimming. I'd like to teach 1.5 million children how to swim. How to swim. Swimming is a real equity issue. It also builds confidence. We have so many pools in New York City schools. The boilers are not working, and so the kids can't swim because the water is too cold. There's no plan and there's no roadmap. It's time that you put a leader in place that's really going after the salt of the earth. That's who I am. I'm going after the things that I know matter and that I know matter in terms of communities across this city. Across this city, children are hurting. In New York City right now, no one wants to say that the rate of the most dangerous things for Black and brown children and all children, suicide, picking up a gun and deciding that you want to kill yourself because you feel so disconnected and no one and the services are not reaching you. Suicide, no one is teaching our children any driver's ed. Our children are dying on that expressway out in Long Island. You see them driving on the roads, drug driving, the tickets. All of these things are perpetuating passive violence on children and on our communities, and it is not being intentionally addressed. I want to also say to you that New York City is not poor. We have so much of the taxes, the red light cameras, they are killing us with this, taxing us heavily. If you are a mom dropping your child off in the morning time, you can get 3-4 tickets every week. They designed the streets so you can't drop off a child who's disabled. You can't drop off a senior, but you can get tickets. We're not poor. Our mayor and our city council just gave $400 million to renovate Fifth Avenue, $400 million to renovate Fifth Avenue. That money did not go to gun violence and all of the things that you just spoke about. That money went to renovate the doorsteps of Bloomberg, Cuomo, and Donald Trump, wealthy men who want to own all of this in our city. We have a $169 billion capital improvement budget that is on the table for this mayor's race. So they are busy telling us about candidates, oh, free food, free. Keep the people blind and not address the depth of the issues. And the issue right now is a $116 billion expense budget, a $169 billion. And if people don't get this, I'm a mathematician. When the number of millions get too much to count, we use billions, right? So imagine that, a $169 billion budget that you can now use for birthing centers, you can now use to fix your parks and reinvent your spaces, as Ms. Coco shared. Look at your city. Nothing is designed for youth. Your parks are basically just empty spaces with basketball courts. And if you're a kid, 7, 8, 9, yeah, you can ride the swings. But when I'm 15 and 16 and 18 and 20, there's nothing for them in this city. Nothing has been designed for them. So that's why they ride in the mopeds, ride in the bicycles, right? They want something else. And this city has not been responsive to who they are. So it is time that we took care of our children, win our children back from the guns and the drugs.
Now, Dr. B, are we going? I'll make sure. I want to get to affordable housing, and then we're going to get to crime. Let's go to affordable housing.
Let me tell you how New York City became. You don't have an affordable problem. You have an unaffordable problem. Let me explain to you how it works. I grew up in Harlem. How do we lose Harlem? So most people say redlining. Well, that's one issue when banks have intentionally not given us funding. But the first thing is, in New York City, it is your city council members who are responsible for the use of land. Right now, the formula is 80% to market rate and 20% to the city. You and I, the people with the mayor's office, we now have to now say, no, that does not work. So now I want to flip that formula. The first piece of the mathematics is you should not use the income of people from Wall Street and Westchester to calculate affordable housing on Gaillard Boulevard and in Jamaica and in the Bronx where I'm at. How dare you? How dare you say to me that somebody who's a millionaire in Manhattan, right, is someone who's affordable in terms of my income. So that's the first thing. We need to ensure that city council members know that we are looking very closely and you will not calculate affordability based on this. The second thing is 80% has been going to market rate. No, we need to flip that and now give the 80% to what the needs of the city are. 15% should go to veterans. Our veterans are left homeless. Our veterans are left without anything. The other 15% should go to our seniors. They are not getting the set-asides. I'm heartbroken by so many seniors who call me and they say, Dr. B, I can't get an apartment. Oh, they said they had one for $900 and it just all of a sudden, every time just disappears. It is lying. And they're using to kill us. So 15% for veterans, 15% for seniors. The other 50% should be used to distribute around the needs of affordable housing. In other words, low income. If you're a teacher, I say to people, New York City is affordable if a teacher can afford to live here. If a nurse can afford to live here. Right now, no one can afford it based on their formula. So now you should have a range of apartments and costs. Let's stop them from building these matchbox apartments. I had somebody walk me through an apartment building in Harlem on 127th Street. The apartment, literally, my kitchen is bigger than that. And they're getting $2,700 a month from the city, from FERPA, from this. No, we have to now prove to us that you're going to lay out apartments that are mixed, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, truly meeting the needs of the people. And let the developer then take the 20% for their market rates. You think that this can't be done? Yes, it can be done. Because first of all, they're going to get a welfare check called subsidies from the city of New York to build. And yeah, if I'm a real estate owner, I'm in the business. I want you to make money in New York City. But if you're in the business of real estate, all they care about is supply, 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 supply. The leader, the mayor, has to now balance that and say, yeah, you want to have supply, but I have the needs of the people. And so we have been literally slaughtered by leaders and using government. And this is important to note, government has been used to steal Black wealth and to steal wealth of people across this country for years. And so these policies are stealing from us. So flip the 80-20, ensure that they're not using the formula for this. And how do I get this? I want to do a quality of life index tool across the city that will very quickly assess for every zip code, what is in the zip code, where the parks, where the doulas are, where the service providers, where the homes, and what's available. For the pastor who talked about home ownership, we can do this very strategically. There are a lot of individuals, they're older now, maybe they don't have family members, but they want to sell their house, and the vultures are now preying on them with this deed theft, just preying on them. We, the city, has to now put the money and the resources in order to address this. And you will not get this from any other mayor. I am fighting for this. Let me just say to you, I've lived in this city pretty much all my life. I wasn't born here. I was born in Grenada. I grew up in Harlem. I own a home in the Bronx. My home is in jeopardy as well. I want to talk to you about this tax lien sale that the city has done, but let me hear your thoughts, and then if I'm on the right page.
Yes, you're on the right page. Matter of fact, we want you to get to that. But our next thing we want to talk about is crime. Crime is a big thing in our neighborhood. Let me do a video. I'm going to put a video up, and then we're going to
hold on the crime piece a minute, because people don't understand a couple of policies that are literally meant to steal generational wealth. So right now in June, this mayor's office, they just sold all of our tax debt, all of your tax liens, all of your municipal debt. They bundled it up, put it in a bond, and gave it to Wall Street. Mayor Adams didn't have to sign this off. We have a surplus budget. He did not have to do this. They did this silently. We have shadow aggressives in this city. So what does that mean? It means your foreclosure rates are about to go skyrocket across this city, and our communities are not aware of it. And so we're feeling the pain, but we don't know what policies are killing us. So yeah, I'll let you go to the crime piece, but I want to say to people, I'm Dr. B. I read policy for breakfast. There are about 5 or 6 policies right now that are going to weigh on our communities as a concrete block, and it is going to stifle us if we do not put me in the mayor's office that cares about us. There are people not telling you the truth about the lining up of policies to steal our homes and to steal wealth, and then you can't help your children. You can't when you have nothing to offer them.
And we want to hear those policies because we want to write them down and do something about it. We're just going to go 1 minute to crime. Could you bring our next video up? Because this is one of our big things.
Absolutely.
Tonight, a teenager shot and killed in the Bronx, and it's just the latest killing in a rash of deadly gun insanity involving young people in New York City, a spree that started last Thursday. And good evening, everyone. At 11 o'clock, I'm Bill Ritter.
And I'm Sade Bitterenois. We begin tonight with Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang with the breaking details in the Bronx.
As investigators look for answers in the crime scene behind me, a larger, darker pattern is at play. 5 boys have now lost their lives to gun violence in 5 separate incidents in the last 5 days. And that's 5 too many. Monday night's murder erupted in the Longwood section of the Bronx. According to police, an 18-year-old boy was shot in the head and body at 7 p.m. and pronounced dead at Lincoln Hospital. The nightly string of killings actually began last Thursday in Harlem. We're told 16-year-old Clarence Jones was gunned down on West 124th Street. The next night was East Flatbush, Brooklyn. Police report 15-year-old Malachi DeBerry was fatally shot just steps from his home in East Flatbush, followed by a 16-year-old boy killed in the Fort Greene section of Brooklyn Saturday night. Sunday was no day of rest. According to authorities, 15-year-old Tristan Sanders was shot and killed in Crown Heights. And now, Monday night, a 5th young life claimed by gun violence in as many days. So far, no arrest in any of the murders as teenage conflict is resolved not with words, but with deadly violence. In the Bronx, Lucy Yang, Channel 7.
And here we have in our own street, Springfield and Linden in Queens, where a 13-year-old lost their lives to gun violence, and the gun violence was taken by a 15-year-old. My question to you is, how would you address gun violence and the rising crime that we have in certain neighborhoods? What's your policy?
Absolutely. So, yeah, I spent the summer going to far too many funerals of young people. I'm in the North Bronx. There was a young lady, 18 years old, shot in the face and died a few days later. And her funeral was this past Saturday, right? And so, first, like I said, $400 million just went to a place that didn't need it. And so we're not poor. We're poorly organized and we've had poor leadership. There's several things that needs to happen around our young people and what I call networks of care, that we now need to build networks of care and support around our young people. We need to identify those individuals doing the work. They're doing a lot of intervention work, but we also need to do prevention. So a 4-pronged strategy: education, redirection, accountability, and enforcement. New York City for years has done nothing, as we mentioned, in terms of curriculum changing. We've done nothing. There is no curriculum in New York City that actually engages students and say, hey, are you feeling, this is what we, want you to do in terms of if approached by a gang member, are you feeling safe? These are some of the strategies. All of your programs have disappeared. Look around in your city. Where is it for young people to go to right now? There are none, right? There may be in my neighborhood, there's the one YMCA, which you have to pay for, but the work and the money is not reaching the members of our community who need it. So as a company, I've done this work. I did a very comprehensive curriculum for Chicago. Right now, their numbers are off, but they were doing the work in a different way. where we built a curriculum for them, but it wasn't just for teachers, it was for healthcare workers and those individuals engaged with young people in the community, teaching them from everything on how to do laundry, how to talk to your doctor, how to get a driver's license. Those are the skills that our kids, right? Boots on the ground things that our children are asking for. So we need now to fund these individuals. The money is not touching the organizations doing the work. They get thank yous, they get proclamations, they get thank yous and proclamations. The money is not reaching them. And until we can be honest about that and say, right, those individuals, the faith-based organizations, bring them to the table and allow them this opportunity now to engage our young people. You have to also have, in our city, I'd like to do this thing called stewardship block by block. We always had individuals who were block captains who would step up, realizing the need, but New York City has never trained them, never identified them. So I want to identify block captains and building captains, train them, bring the youth with them, bring the neighborhood community officers and bring them together to now build trust, right? And to now begin to do the work in a different way. Why does this matter? We are being brutalized by a city where when you call the police, they don't come. They don't come. I have a situation with one of my neighbors. We're good. She has somebody stalking her. We called at 5 o'clock. The police never even showed up. They call her at 9:30. Are you okay? Business owners call and they don't show up. They've removed, if in case of what we're all from different boroughs, you should know our mayor and our members have removed the neighborhood community offices. You don't have those anymore. It took 10 years just to get that footing and relationship building and to toss it out the window. The neighborhood community officers are key, and they need to have the training, the conflict resolution skills in order to now, right, and the leadership skills and the meeting management skills. As Dr. Bartholomew, what I want to say to you, I've been across the entire city and meetings, and I have them in my own neighborhood. We all have the same meetings. It's just that the actors change. People complain about the cars. They complain about the car washing. They complain about the dirty streets. They complain about the loud music. Am I right? Did I get it right? Am I getting it right? They're all the same meetings. Everybody's complaining about the exact same thing. The notes don't go anywhere, right? The strategies to address it don't go anywhere. So we're all constantly complaining. And you're complaining to leaders who are wealth washed.
And you're absolutely right. We need leaders that care. We need someone with boots on the ground with us that understand the needs of the urban problems that we're facing. Coco, come in. I know she went up your backyard. Coco.
So listen, I agree with everything that you said so eloquently. It's so true. Organizations like mine, we do preventative work. My sister was murdered 3 days after Christmas in her bedroom by a stray bullet. And 18 years later, I actually mentored a person who killed her. And I did that in my growth and my healing while I'm still being that mentor, that violence interrupter, that outreach worker that's out here and, in real time, giving these kids the life skills that they need. But at the same time, it's like you give into organizations because you've been given to organizations and those organizations are not doing nothing. And then there's organizations like mine and that can't get the dollars because they're so to giving certain bigger organizations this money, and they don't come out into the. So these kids are coming to me saying, who's the person I'm supposed to go to? And I'm like, what? These people are getting millions of dollars to service you, and they're not servicing you. And there's no accountability. There's nobody checking these people. There's nobody saying, okay, so how did the measurements, the evidence base, it doesn't add up. And we are seeing it clearly because kids are getting shot. When I worked with the DA's office and we did a program called Project Restore Bed-Stuy, we had 2 rival gangs, and in 2 years we got them to work together. Right now, they go to Columbia University. They're doing the work. They're going to Kingsborough College. Now these are kids that was on YouTube shooting each other with masks on and Nike tech suits. And
I gotta come
now
in.
we're
I gotta
wearing
come in,
suits.
Coco. I gotta come in and bring in Dr. Gorday. Dr. Gorday, come on. This is a hot program. Come in.
You're on mute, Dr. Gorday.
You're on mute.
Take your time.
Oh, we're okay.
Yes, we can hear you now.
All right, I'm off now. Listen, what you're talking about is we're not looking at the backdrop. We're not looking at how all of this happened. Look at our fathers. Our fathers are out there. Half of them are young. Other ones, no, we're not talking to them. We are not having anything to communicate with our children. We can do it in other ways. Jawanza Kunjufu has pointed out that, and he's passed away, God rest his soul, that there is the fourth grade syndrome, and who's teaching these kids are these white women in the high schools or in the elementary schools. What we need to do is to turn all this around. I love what you're saying, Dr. B, and I want to be a part of that. So I'm also one last thing.
Go ahead.
I'm a veteran, and I have an organization called Neighborhood Valor. We work with veterans. We try to bring them all into the fold so we can help them. So that piece that you're talking about with veterans, I'm a part of that, and I'm ready to support you.
Okay, now I want to bring in, before we go, I got to bring in Patton, because you said something about the fourth grade syndrome. I know she wanted to put her mouth to it. Go ahead, Patton. We can't hear you.
Dr. Patton.
This fourth grade, people don't quite understand what this is a milestone when the kids hit the fourth grade. Now, my thing is, when they hit the fourth grade, and I want you to hear me very clearly, based upon the children that failed that, they sit there and they build prisons and they build jails.
Yes.
Because those kids are not up to the educational standard of what that curriculum looks like. But my question is, what happens between the first grade and the fourth grade that the kids are sliding down? So when they get into the fourth grade, they have failed something horribly, and now they're building jails based upon the fourth grade thing. Why? Because they know when they get in high school, the time they put their foot in high school, they're going to drop out.
Okay. Dr. Payne, come in, Pastor Payne. We excited, Pastor Payne.
And that's so true, because what happens is the education is really do needed. But what I'm saying, if you got to start from the third grade and make sure they stay with their curriculum, stay with that, stay on top of them. And what happens, we got to get the education. The teachers, the good teachers, they don't give to our children. They don't give the good programs to our neighborhood. Seems like we're lacking out on everything right there. So that's one of the things that's really needed. And I definitely agree with you there.
And let me say something. The trauma that our young people are facing in the schools and the work that's not being done by the social workers, the guidance counselors, they should have therapists in there. Because guess what? They see trauma every day on our streets, Dr. B. They pass by memorials every day on our street. And some of those memorials are their friends, their cousins, their brothers, their sisters. They're traumatized. Every time they hear a siren in our neighborhood, our kids jump, because we don't know if somebody's going to jump out the car, put us up against the wall, pat us down. We don't know. There is trauma in the Black community, and it needs to be properly addressed. We want to know why there's so much gun violence, there's so much trauma, there's so much anger, there's so many things that are going neglected, such as in our neighborhoods, floods that are taking place, that our kids walk in water to go to school. There are things that we need to get right. Back at you, Dr. B. You've heard it.
So, let me just say to you, like I said, it's a paper play. The mayor's office has been paper play. And I stepped into this because I was over them. I'm over them killing my kids. I want my kids back. I want my children back. And so I was denied the debate stage in New York City because they required me to spend $2.5 million to debate. So it's telling you who you're getting as leaders. This question around education, I don't know already, that's not You're speaking about a curriculum, but it's also a mindset. It's also this mindset of a culture of low expectations for our children. Your children are not doing art. They're not doing art. They're not doing music. They're not doing STEM. They're not doing the things that builds the brain, right? It's all the test, the test, the test, the test, the test, the test, right? And research shows that if, for example, a middle schooler, you can learn math. If you never learned anything about math, I could close the gap by middle school. And like I said, it's a culture of bullying. It's what I refer to as the hidden curriculum that silently screams low expectations. Go to the South Bronx right now. They've put so many methadone clinics in front of schools. Children have to walk to school every day and see individuals laid out on the street. What I want to do for New York City, we need some shower buses. I want to do shower buses to begin to catch these people early on. How do I know it can be done? The oldest community organization in New York City called Brooklyn Community Service piloted shower buses. We can do this work, but what I'm saying to you is fight with me. Fight with me. Do not be silent.
We want to fight with you. Now, while we're talking about school, what is your position on charter school and school choice?
I've worked with all schools. I've worked with charter. I work with public. I work with Islamic day schools. I've worked with all. What we need to focus on is schooling. You can't close charter schools. That horse has already left its stable. It's already left. And a lot of people who are in charter schools, they're there because the public schools were not motivating. We're not doing it. And we know that there's the money issue, right? There's a deeper issue around the fact that a lot of companies get tax breaks. International companies get tax breaks for investing in our neighborhoods that we don't even know about, right? But what even our charter schools want is that they want schooling. They want to figure out how to uplift their children to compete. So the data across the board is that our children are not competing. Now, let me be clear about the data. National Assessment of Educational Progress in 1978 said that Black children were at 13%. 4 decades later, you've only gained 1 percentage point. You're at 14. White children, education in this country has flatlined. White children were at 86%. That data has come down. They're lower than 40. They have flatlined. And so we now need to decide, who are you really competing with? Where's the competition? Our children are not told, look up on the world. They're not given the love. They're not given the support. We have left our children, and it's time for us to take our children back. It's time for us to give them the programs, not just the programs, but give them the things that they feel confident in, that they can connect with our seniors. Our seniors are sitting in senior centers all day alone. And our young people are in schools alone. We got to now bridge it. Our seniors have what it takes. They know how to knit. They know how to crochet. They know how to cook. Our young people needs to now be connected to the wealth of our community. And the wealth of our community is our seniors and those of us who love our children. And yes, you're getting paid nothing. The people doing the work are getting paid nothing except thank yous and photo days. And so every time there's a gun shooting, they come out and it's picture day for them. It's picture day. Take another photo, do another press conference, and then they walk away. They walk away not addressing the issues and not saying where are the opportunities are. Nobody has organized community and said, come to the table. Let's do an actual strategic planning day. Let's figure out.
And that's what needs to be done. That's the critical part. Now, let me ask you another question. I got to jump in here. Do you agree with the mayor being control over our education system, or do you think we should give it back to the state? What's your position?
It's too late. Do not do it. Don't give it back. What has happened is you've had individuals who don't know what it means. I'm an educator. I know what it means to control your schools. If you go back that road again, you've now tossed out. Now you're spending your time worrying about the dishes in the sink rather than worrying about schooling and what it means to educate your children. So that conversation about go back to whatever control, what no one wants to talk about is where is the money going? New York City is run by poverty pimps. The poverty pimps has hoarded out my teachers. They've hoarded them out and they sell them out, and the money and the resources are not touching your classroom. So no, I agree. I want mayoral control. I want it because I understand now, after doing this work more than 30 years, where the gaps are, why it's not working. And if you spend time trying to implement new policies, you're still missing the boat. You got to go after the mindset, and you got to go after the vision. What's your vision for your children? Let's make some billionaires. Look across the country. There are billion people.
Let's move on. Let's move on. How are you going to address the homeless problem, the growing homeless problem, and mental illness.
Absolutely. So as I said to you, you put a congestion price tax in place, but you have a congestion problem in the Bronx. Lincoln Hospital sees 25,000 patients a week. So this cycle, this door, right, this revolving door. So one of the things I'd like to do is to change the mindset and level individuals and say, what's the clear strategy for a level ones? What do I call a level one? You and your mom had an argument or whoever, and they say, get out. Can't stay here anymore. You're a level one,
Jesus
right?
loves
You've
you.
not been
Open
homeless
hearts.
for years. So what I'd like to do first thing is I want to do shower buses to catch my level one people. Right now, people are using the hallways of NYCHA as bathrooms. And nobody's addressing this. So put the social workers, put the intervention team in place in spaces where they can now catch you, and now they can connect you to the services that you need. And let's pay the organizations, the faith-based organizations and the individuals who are doing this work for level one folks. Let's identify them and let's fund them. For our level 4, it's a more complex, but it's an important conversation. I'd like to do what you call a dignity and care board. Has not been done, where we have individuals who have been left out. You see them on the bus stops, right? What's the plan of care for these individuals? They said that they did involuntary commitment, but all they do is have people sitting in a room in the hospital. Go over there to Presbyterian Hospital. They have individuals who are level 4 sitting in a room with a kid who just may have had an anxiety attack, everybody in the same space because they don't have beds. It is shameful. We have the resources to fix our shelters. So level 4, a dignity and care board, independent body who will review the case on behalf of the family members, on behalf of the medical care professionals, because what happens is the medical care professionals might say, hey, Minister Patton, we want you to do X number of treatment. And what does the person say? I don't want to go. I'm not going to that, right? So we have this cycle where people are really not necessarily always connected. So you need an independent body for that. In terms of looking also at our homelessness, we have to fix the shelters. You have to fix the shelters. They're not safe. The people working there are not getting paid. They're not painted. They're dirty. The toilets don't work. I mean, come on. We can see these issues, but contracts are going to get paid. I was in a NYCHA development a couple of weeks ago, walking the buildings with the neighbors, and they said, Dr. B, don't touch the walls. The walls got paint. What are you talking about? I look around, the walls are dirty. They're dirty. Who got paid to pay that? Where's the accountability for the money and the contracts that are going in order to improve our spaces? And it is not happening. And we need now to have a leader who says, I have a team. And I love David Dinkins. What he did is he used to have regular indicators. He had regular indicators of his work. And so as mayor, I plan on having clear indicators, weekly indicators. Where are we with NYCHA? Where are we with this? And I don't have a problem if the numbers are not great. Let's keep going at it. You don't solve problems overnight, but you need somebody who fundamentally cares about you, cares about New Yorkers and our children. Our children are dying with the weed, they're dying with the guns, and it's just picture day for leaders. Picture day after day, and no money and no opportunity. Let's go.
Dr. B, we know this. We know that you are in a tight stream with time, but we want our last question is: what are the top 3 priorities of your administration? If elected, what will be your top 3 priorities that you're gonna the first 100 days? What are you gonna do? And guess what? Everybody on here wants to be invited to your party when you get elected. We all want an invitation when you get elected. So I'm gonna give you everybody's name. Can we give our hand clap? I'm gonna give you everybody's name.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But what I want to say to everybody on this call, I need help. I'm the candidate that got on the ballot with less than $2,000. Nothing. They expected me to walk away. I got almost 5,000 signatures, and they expect Dr. B to have walked away. I'm a fighter. My name is Selma. I'm a fighter, and I'm inviting you to a good fight. Fight with me right now, because the other candidates have the money. I live in the Bronx, raised my son in the Bronx. My son was named the Rising Black Scientist of the Year. Bronx 12 won't even give me a 5-second interview. Why? Because I'm talking truth to power, and I'm speaking to this. So you have groups. I need help right now. I need people to lift me up. I need people to put on some t-shirts, walk the days, walk with me over the next couple of weeks, fight with me, because you heard that people are undecided because they know when morally bankrupt people are at the table. How can we elect morally bankrupt folks? Like, it doesn't make sense. So I do need help. My priorities are the people. So first 100 days, I plan on cleaning up New York City streets. They're filthy. They're just filthy. They're nasty. Coming in there with a very comprehensive plan to address, we haven't even talked about the challenges around our Medicaid and our seniors, right, who are struggling. A comprehensive plan to address the needs of our seniors and our veterans and those individuals whose nursing homes are about to put them out on the street because of the gap in funding. And no one wants to talk about that. A comprehensive plan to now address our schools, education, and businesses. Our businesses in COVID, more than 80% of businesses were decimated, didn't get any help, any relief. I know that because I was challenged in this space. So my priorities, yes, safety, cleaning up the streets, addressing the needs of our seniors, and going after the salt of the earth, son, our education, our businesses in New York City. Let's go. Let's go.
And tell us how we can fund you. How can we fund you? How can people, or how can we put on our website? How can we help you?
You can go to drselmab.com, hit the button that says donate. Yes, please do. Please donate. Please donate. Yeah, because it costs to be able to print palm cards. What matters also is that you have a social media network. Don't be silent. What I'm finding that really is hurting in some ways is kind of like I see the pain where people have opted out. That's why our children are hurting. The adults have opted out. They've opted out. They've opted out. They've decided that they can't have relationships with our children. What are you talking about? Those are our kids. Those are our children. And it's time the adults be adults in our children's lives. No more opting out. So they're opting out when it comes to me. Oh, Dr. B, I'm so sorry that's happening. Sorry. I can't put sorry in my gas tank. Fight with me. Let people know.
Fight.
Social media.
Fight. We want a 30 seconds from everybody, starting with Bishop Hand. What's your words of encouragement you would give to Dr. B? Bishop Hand.
The main word of encouragement is I want you to rally and connect with these parents, because nothing else is going to happen in our societies unless our parents are on board.
Absolutely. Okay, Minister Trevor, what's one word you'd like to give to Dr. B before we leave? We can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Victorious. You are going to be victorious. We're going to win this fight.
Thank you.
I know that it looks bleak, but we're going to win this fight as long as we hang in there and hold on and believe, like you said, that we have to step in there, but we got to step in, step up, and let them see us. You got to continue to let them see us.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, Coco, what would you like to give to her? Lee.
Social media. Get on TikTok. Get viral. Do video.
No, you've got to get on TikTok, not me. You
Why?
have to your network.
I'll get on TikTok. I'll get on TikTok. Reposting your videos, but you gotta get on social media. That's the best way to get our people, our voters, our kids, everybody. Social media.
I am on social, but it has to be now your networks of people saying, hit Dr. B up, send this out. And the reason why is because the algorithms don't work that way. The people now have to lift me up. The people have to, if you got 50 people in your phone contacts, take a picture, send it to them, ask them, I'm supporting Dr. B, send it out. This now has to be now our networks of people owning it. So yes, I agree, Sister Shaniqua, I have social. But now it has to be a movement of people. Like the people has to step and say, Dr. B is for me. Hit them hard. Hit your friends. Hit Facebook, whatever you have, and ask them to send it out. That because I can't break the algorithm. I don't have the money to break the algorithm.
Okay. Dr. Payne, come in.
Stay focused and go for the prize. We're all going to be work together. Let's stay focused, though. Stay focused and keep going. Don't let nothing distract us.
Focus.
All right, Dr. Garday.
Continue to educate. We will educate. This is what we have to do. That truth to power is the message.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And guess what? We need to hit the button because she needs money. I'm just going to say it simply. We need funds, and not just your funds. We need to have everybody. We need money. We're not saying how long it takes or how much, but guess what? We've seen what money did, what a dollar did for President Obama. We know how moves. That's why I wanted to bring her here so we can hear her. The majority of us has never heard her before. I said, no. We're going to hear her. We're going to hear her ideas because she speaks for us, urban us. That's why she's having so much all the time, urban us. And for all those, she is a prayer warrior. She is a prayer warrior. I'm going to give you 1 minute to close out, and then we'll be back for WarCry next week. But you got 1 minute, Dr. B.
I love you. I love you. I love the city. I love our children. I love our people. I love all. I've worked with all people. I see the humanity in us. And it is passive violence that is fueling the physical violence that we are experiencing across the city. And I'm asking to be your mayor. I'm asking to be the first woman mayor, the first Black woman mayor for the city of New York, because I am confident. I'm confident in my leadership. I'm confident in my brilliance. I'm confident in my drive in order to really go and solve some problems and to really address the needs of the people and the needs of our children. I'm
sorry, Dr. B. Before I leave, someone just texted me. They want to know, what's your policy on immigration?
Oh, absolutely. So I was a newcomer. I was born in the West Indies. I'm a newcomer. And until you begin to fund the organizations, remember we keep talking about the dollar. How did we get here? We got here because no one was really doing the education and the awareness that people needed. So there are organizations who need support. They're offering places for people to live, places for people to eat. Those organizations are not getting
Dr. B, I got to get down to it. ICE. It's in our community.
Absolutely no.
Let's get to it. How do we deal with that?
ICE is not welcomed in our schools, right? And you have to have a legal team to begin to address that. Absolutely. ICE is not welcome in our schools, not welcome in our places of worship. It is absolutely not allowed. And how you address it is bringing the smart people to the table to now address some of the laws and the policies that nobody wants to talk about. How did this president figure out that if you're in court and the prosecutor drops the case that they can arrest you? Because they had thinkers at the table. Where are our thinkers? Where are our organizations and our thinking around this issue? It's not happening. They're just seeing the fire. I want to go and solve these problems. And you have to now have thoughtful work, and you have to have legal counsel at the table who's going to go and solve some of these ICE issues, period.
Excellent. Let's go to her website. Let's hit her up. Let's become a part of her team. Let's get a T-shirt. Let's move forward. Let's fight, because if we fight, can we give her a hand clap? Thank you for coming on WarCry. Thank you for being a part of our community. This is WarCry. And guess what? Flowers. And guess what? We'll be back next week. We fight. This is where the street meets the sanctuary. WarCry.
I'm going to do a town hall. I'll share the information, a town hall in Harlem. I'd like to get one in Brooklyn. And on Saturday, I'm doing a press conference around a veteran whose homes were stolen. So I'll make sure and share that information. Come on, let's go fight.
Yeah, let's go. Give me that information and I will put it out there. This is WarCry.
Let's go.
See you next week. Come on, let's fight. Let's go. Let's get our kids back.
Let's go win our children back. Thank you.
This is WarCry. WarCry for Our Children, where the street meets the sanctuary and purpose meets power. Join me, Elder M, intercessor, street evangelist, prayer warrior, advocate for justice. We stand in the gap in the streets, in the courtyards, in the schoolyards, in the church, and on the block. This ain't just prayer. It's intercession. It's advocacy. We deal with real problems. Criminal justice, social justice, gun violence, social media, catfishing, human trafficking, mental illness, education disparities. We deal with it all here on WarCry. Our community has a voice. It's called WarCry. Each week, we link arms with community leaders, educators, pastors, parents calling out injustice. This is WarCry. This is not just a podcast. It's more than a moment. This is a movement. Join us. Let's give a voice to the problem and be the solution.
Not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep them going.
WarCry. We're going to speak out for our children. Let freedom ring? No. There cannot be freedom until there's justice. WarCry, join us Mondays, 11 a.m. I'm just about to lose my mind. This is WarCry. Oh, they're trying to turn time back. But let us get out and give a voice to the problem. This is WarCry. Join us, be with us, or be gone. Don't push us. This is WarCry.
Trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
We're not going under. This is WarCry.